language of money is you know the definition of the word. So, and the good thing about it is you want to be rich, just just speak the language of money. Like if I wanted to go to, let's say, Spain, I would learn Spanish. I'm fourth generation Japanese. I wanted to go to Japan, I learned Japanese. But when you go to a school system, you learn the language of a school teacher. Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, pay taxes, get out of debt, and buy a house because it's an asset. But all you have to do is learn the words. So my poor dad called his house an asset. Mm-hmm. And my rich dad said, your house is a liability. Again, it's just the power of words and language. So the difference between rich people and poor people are words. And words are free. And when I say that, and it naturally it upsets the school teachers who are mostly, they're not bad people. When I was in 1965, I read the Communist Manifesto by Marx. And as I read, I went to military school in New York. And reading the book, I realized, my God, my family's communist.
Wow.
So they believed in taxes. They believed in, they abolished real estate. Today Klaus Schwab says, you will have nothing and you'll be happy. That's all Communist Manifesto stuff.
If you don't have gold, and I mean physical gold or physical silver, you better start doing it now because the U.S. dollar, although Jay is Canadian, he can see sometimes clearer than Americans can how screwed up our dollar is. Yesterday, I panicked. Gold pushed 2,000 US. I don't know what it is in Canadian, in the loonie, but I think next stop is 5,000 for gold. Okay. And it may take another 5 years, but I think this here is a real gold coin. And the first one I ever bought was in 1972. I bought it in Hong Kong, and I paid $50 for this. And today it's $2,000 plus. And this also is a silver coin. This is real silver. I don't like fake money. And that's why this Vancouver Resource Investment Conference is important, because you come to hear about why, if you don't have gold, physical gold and silver, you should have some now.
The other thing we're investing in besides oil, because Kim and I have no stocks or bonds, no ETFs, no funds, except things that we started, because we're entrepreneurs and we're venture capitalists is what we are. And so the other thing we invested in is Wagyu cattle, food. And I go, why Wagyu? Because it's a brand. And the rich will always have money. The poor and middle class will have to eat ground turkey or fake beef. Do you know what I mean? So Kim and I invested in Wagyu cattle. We actually bought the calves and all that. And because that's food. And people have to eat. You may not like to eat beef. You can eat your fake beef or whatever, fake chicken. But the rich will always order a brand. So there's so many distinctions which education is supposed to give you that makes you smarter no matter what happens in the economy. And that's why we have Rich Dad's World, to get the basic information out there so you can either take control of your own finances or let some college-educated person from Stanford or MIT do it for you.
If you have money, you have more power. If you have attractiveness and sex appeal and all that, you have more power. So I think one of the most misunderstood words here is power. And that's why we have Rollo on this program. It's about power. So, and whether I don't know if you want it or you don't want it, but I would say most people want more money. People want to be more attractive, to be more, sexually attractive, or have great relationships and things like this. But also you want more power, the ability to do, because many people today are trapped. And when people lack power, their lives are kind of different. So power is simply the ability to do. And one of the biggest abilities is, can you change an addiction into a good habit? Can you take a bad habit into a good habit? So for example, ever since meeting Rollo and the gang, I was able to break my habit of overeating. I overeat every time I'm under stress. What do I need to do? I need to eat. And thanks to Dr. Nicole Shrednicki, an ultra-healthy human, the encouragement of Rich and Rollo, I've been able to get my body back down to Marine Corps weight. And I'm 74. So I have the body of a 25-year-old now when I was in the Marine Corps. But I had to get over the addiction of eating. That was tough. Thank God I didn't drink that much or smoke. But that's power. First word I had to learn at the academy, mission. Mission is spiritual. What's your mission? And my mission has always been to serve people. Most people, all they give a is making money and screwing people. That's called the Federal Reserve Bank, Wall Street, and all that. I want nothing to do with them. So I just don't play their game. But you have to get smarter not to play their game.
What I've found, the biggest issue that we all have right now, and most of the people that we associate with, are deal flow.
And tonight, my 32nd in Camelback, that apartment, it's an old age home going up. You know how I made my money on that one?
How?
Our friend Sal got it rezoned from 3 stories to 4.
Yeah, change of use. That's called a change of use. That's in the book.
Holy mackerel, we made so much money. It's shocking. But then the property in front of it, where Tarbell's and Tomaso's is, tonight I'm meeting with Mark Tarbell, and we want to take a run at that corner. But that's how you find a deal. Kenny's problem right now is finding deals, because guys like me have so much money coming in from the last deal you gave us. I have to give it back to Kenny. I said, Kenny, I can't take this money. And his capital raising gets easy because there's so many guys like me, you've made so much money for, I'm trying to give it back to you, right?
Is the Fed doing what it can, in your view, or is there a different way to combat inflation?
Well, I always say it's not what the Fed's going to do, it's what are you going to do? And so I always talk about the 4 Gs that I've been investing in for most of my life. The first G is gold. This is gold, and then this is silver here. And I stay away from the SLVs or the GLDs. I want no counterparty risk. I want the real stiff. The other thing I'm investing is ground. I own apartment houses. I'm glad I'm not in office buildings or commercial real estate. And then gasoline. Gasoline, the greenies hate the thing, but that's how we fly our planes and stuff like this. And then the last one is food. I invest in cattle and food. So I just stay in things that as inflation goes up, gold goes up, real estate goes up, gasoline goes up, and food goes up. So I invest with the inflation, not against it.
This is what Rich Dad, Poor Dad was about. It's called a financial statement. They don't teach you this in school. This is income, expense, assets, liabilities. And the mistake here is that my poor dad was always on the high-paying job, and this was my rich dad, assets. Assets put money in your pocket whether you work or not. So this is what Kim and I, we had businesses, we had real estate, we had no paper, no stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or ETFs, and we had a lot of gold and silver. Today we have Bitcoin. So that's all it is. I wish I could say it was harder than that, but for $25 today, you can buy a silver coin and you're in the game. You're in the asset column. Bitcoin's a little bit more expensive, but you can chunk it down with Satoshis. But anyway, it's so easy today, unless you're doing the old thing, which is go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, pay taxes, and invest for the long term in a well-diversified portfolio, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. I don't do any of that. So that's the difference there. So the cash flow game is to help you and your kids think like a rich person, think more about assets versus income.
And that's how come we created the game, because everybody kept asking us, how did we become financially free without all these other resources? And so we thought, instead of talking about it, let's put it in a game. We love games. Let's make it fun. Let's make it entertaining. And so people actually are learning. They don't even know they're learning. They're learning while they're having fun.
And they can have the kids don't want to kick their parents' butts anyway, because the reason is kids don't have brake pads on their brains. their parents, when they play cash flow, the brake pads are smoking, man. They're brake. You can't do that. It's so risky.
You see all the behavior come out. Oh my gosh, all those thoughts, all of that.
So that's what we're talking about, the cash flow board game. But more important, we're talking about why the games are important, teachers. As again, we have 4 intelligence: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. That's like you want to learn to play the game of golf. You have to have all 4, right, Kim?
That's right.
Basketball, the same thing, right, Andy?
Yeah.
You can't can you read a book and play golf?
No.
No. And if you're afraid of making mistakes, can you learn to play golf?
Make mistakes every hole.